everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Mike Delisio.
Welcome to Crowdsurfing, where we talk about projects on Kickstarter, BackerKit, and GameFound. And we talk about projects that are ending sometime soon. If you don't sit in this show, it's probably on the next show.
Probably.
If it's not in that one, ask,
then just keep waiting, okay?
ask the future guys.
I'm telling you,
the next one.
We're getting into some heavy duty stuff here in the next bit. I'm currently backing multiple projects.
Are you?
There's several big projects this week. There's several big ones next week. There's several big the week after that.
Yeah,
There's
most
a lot
of the
of
ones
big
we're
projects
backing,
now.
not this week.
How many are you backing,
You have
Chris?
no money left for your Christmas shopping.
Correct.
I would consider backing one of them for this week, which is a rarity for me.
Really? Okay.
I do seldom back Kickstarter games, but
I'm not backing any. I might back one, but I probably won't.
Well, anywho, let's get started. But first, before we take a look at some projects, here's Mark.
Street? Are we really done?
This spotlight is brought to you by L4 Studios and Mr. B Games. The new century is upon us, and the 20th century promises to be something great for the game of baseball. Across the eastern half of the United States, the national pastime is taking shape. The leagues are settling into traditional formats that will remain unchanged for decades. You are the owner of one of the charter franchises, a leader with the money and vision to grow the game into its modern form. Invest wisely. It's not only the team on the field that matters, but also the stadium, media, and fans that can set you up for success. This is not a baseball game simulation. This is a game about building a baseball dynasty. Your business savvy and skills are what it takes to win the day. A game of Lords of Baseball is played out over a predetermined number of sessions, 3, 5, or 7. Each player has a team and a stadium mat where they track the progress and development of their franchise. Players will utilize the various card decks to alter their team's abilities to gain competitive edges over the course of the year. There are many paths to success as you navigate the season, but in the end, there can be only one. To inscribe your name in the halls of baseball lore, you need to balance 3 objectives: winning games, earning money, and improving your stadium. L4 Studios and Mr. B Games invite you to see if you have what it takes to inscribe your name in the hallowed halls of baseball lore and become one of the legendary Lords of Baseball. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
23 Skidoo, Lords of Baseball, see? Yeah!
In every box, there's some bubble gum.
Yeah, right?
it wasn't bubblegum back then, Tom.
It was tobacco.
Just some straight chew tobacco. Here you go, kids.
Ding. Man, I used to get so excited about that bubble gum and baseball cards. It's such terrible bubble gum. Yeah. Anyhow,
I read something somewhere about what Babe Ruth's pre-game meal was, and I bet that it wasn't like real, this story. I think it was probably like a folklore thing.
17 pancakes.
They had him like basically eating like, I don't know,
steak.
3 whole hams, and it was just like ridiculous. It was like the amount of food. It was like ridiculous.
It was probably not true, Mike. Let's put you out of your misery right now.
I was exaggerating.
You make it sound like a cartoon character, okay?
I'm telling you what I actually read. It wasn't 3 whole hams, but it was not. It was like, okay, already. Come on, no one could even like walk to first base after eating that much.
Now, to be fair, they did model the entirety of the 12 Days of Christmas song after his pregame meal.
Let's get to the projects.
Yeah.
First one.
I took us
This is a big project that many people have sent to me. Flip die, the world's first die. But anyway, you flip like a coin.
I can't believe how much money this is making, but then I looked at how expensive they are, and I thought that's why. It's very cool. It's very expensive.
I don't know. $25 ain't too bad.
For one.
Yeah, but it's a nice collector's item.
is.
For $25. You should be buying a whole set of them.
Well, they're
What do you mean? You need a whole set if you're really doing anything meaningful with them, like playing D&D or something.
This is more of a, a fun thing to show people than anything else. But I do like, they show the hammer hitting these and everything else. The way it works, there's a thing that shows you somewhere on here. There it is the inside. And there's a little ball, and so when you flip it, that ball just goes, and it's going to randomly go and point out one of the holes, pointing towards a number.
Yeah.
It's a really cool design.
They did all of the probability testing on it to show that it's within the variance that you would expect from well-balanced dice. So it looks like, and that's what I'm saying, it's like, they're not treating this as a novelty. I mean, they're saying, look, this is something you could use and have the same degree of expectation that you would in dice. So I think they are kind of
if you come
pushing for a full set.
If you come to my wood table
Yeah.
and flip this gigantic coin onto it repeatedly, I think I will get tired of it
Is
very
that
quickly.
concrete they're hitting that coin on?
Oh,
Because that's
they're
pretty
hitting on
impressive.
concrete, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive. That's the biggest compliment I can give. It's I don't know, it's unique, it's a cool idea, I suppose. It's like, but to me, it's just a novelty.
Also,
It
this
is
is
a novelty for
Yeah,
sure.
but it's a novelty I want, Chris.
Okay.
that should also be how you clean everything. Just take a garden hose.
You can do that with dice.
Yeah, you can't.
Unless they're wooden dice.
You can do that with a couch. Oh man, I dropped some soup on my couch. Let's take it out in the front yard. Hose
Yeah,
it
well,
down.
if they were selling me the
That
hose,
happens in some parts of America.
It probably does.
if that's
actually.
what it was, they were selling me that a hose attachment that cleaned anything.
Yeah.
Then I would back
I'm
this.
in.
I would. This would be a fun thing to have around as like a first player decider.
Yeah.
Like everyone pick a number and then use
Yeah,
this
that's
as like
true.
a,
It'd be neat as a first.
I don't know.
I think it's really cool looking.
Yes.
It's a super gimmicky thing, but and you're right. There's no point. There's no way that this is something I keep using repeatedly. It
Right.
gets super old super quick. It makes me think of that like catapult dice that Tom has. I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Once. Uh-huh.
Well, you have a
I don't want to load it and shoot it every time. To roll dice, yeah.
I don't know about this. This changes dice completely.
Now what you do now is you put the coin in the catapult. Double randomization, double blind. You will not know if you're getting the
All right,
placebo or not.
which one do you like best? You like this one, the pig?
That's a nice.
Nah.
That looks like.
I like how it says dwarven, but the main thing they show is besides the dwarf is a.
Wait, that looks like the Thor guy. What's his name?
Pig face.
Who also has the hammer.
Actually, I don't know that.
What's his
that
name,
dwarf
Tom?
looks like
Hammer
he's
pig.
giving you two
Don't ignore me.
fingers.
the horse guy, horse face guy.
Horse face guy.
Who looks like
Oh,
Thor.
Beta Ray
Ubiquitous-
Bill.
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill. That looks like
Big
Beta
M.
Ray Bill.
I leave.
Yeah, you're ashamed, okay?
All right, I like that one actually.
That's terrible.
This one I don't like as much.
This one's fat.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Oh, that's scary. Yes, I like that one. That's
Krellin
trash. It's
Goonie?
too golden.
The Krellin Goonie.
That's too gold. That looks
Yeah.
like a doubloon.
Yeah, let's get that out.
Sure.
Of here. That's only a 4-sider.
Yeah, but you can get dirt on it and then wash it off with a hose.
That's true. That's creepy. I like that.
Aranid Knox.
I don't like the other side.
No, it's
Yeah.
too Spider-Man.
If it was two spiders, I think I like it more.
With great coins come great responsibility.
Do you like the
crow
red?
piece?
I don't like that
Oh,
side.
it's kind of like a
I like the
Dracula.
other side.
Blah, $300. Blah.
You look like
The
look like Loki on that side of the
Theasian
coin.
column. I'd like
I
to
like the
pronounce
skeleton. That's cool.
Yeah.
it. Okay.
The
I
two
like that.
tones
I like
is
that.
cool. Yeah,
That's
it looks
pretty,
like a
that's
clock.
pretty slick. That's
Well,
also
that one sure took a while to start rotating.
$850.
It's a weird clock.
That's a 20.
What else have we got?
So
That's
they're
it.
talking about June.
June of
June of-
2022. That's this year. I mean, I think, what are these,
Oh,
time
this is them
traveling?
making. No, this
Oh,
is
okay.
them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Time travel coins.
They time traveled into
Well,
the
now the
past.
price seems pretty reasonable, right? If I can go back in time, I'd be willing to drop
You
$100.
flip this coin and you just kind of.
Go back to whatever year it says.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Year 3.
It's the age of baseball, see?
All right, we spent way too much time on this project.
We did.
Moving on.
It's cool.
Wonderlands
It's a coin.
War Shards and Madness Expansion, but really a way to sell the base game.
This
again.
is like the mind management one, where it's like, hey, we've got a few little cards, but really we're selling you the base game. again.
100% here.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they can't technically run the same thing again,
Correct.
right?
But I don't have a problem with this because one of the complaints that people have, and I understand it, especially with crowdfunded projects, is that they generate all this hype and then people can't get them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's
Oh, I don't
obviously-
mind. I'm
yeah.
just saying that's what this is.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of buzz for this game, a lot of demand for it.
Did you guys
honestly-
notice this though? I thought this was weird. So they're like, here's the deluxe edition for 115. So you
Uh-huh.
get all this, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get
Uh-huh.
this, you get this,
Uh-huh.
yada yada yada, and then it
stuff.
stops. And honestly, if I hadn't seen that, but wait, there's more. I was looking through this going, that's 115, and then they're like, no, you actually get all
All
these
this
chips
stuff,
and
yeah.
that stuff. And I just thought that was
Bad banner break. Yeah.
it was a bad banner
yeah.
break because
That's the name of my band in high school. Bad banner break.
But you are getting a lot of
No, you are
stuff
getting a
in this
lot.
game, yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
I would not pay 115 without this extra stuff.
Sure,
actually.
no, I agree. They all do fit in the box too, by the way.
So the expansion is just $15.
35
small.
cards
It's some
and
more
some little
cards.
crystals.
So I was actually looking at these. I didn't pull out the game to look at them. These new cards, are they matching existing characters?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think
assume
so,
they
right?
would,
Because Humpty Dumpty's in the game for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
why,
the hammer is the hammer. in the
Yeah,
game.
but why wouldn't they, Tom? Because
Well, no. So then, is this an alternate deck, or is
I
this
see what
mixed
you mean.
in with
I
the
see what you
original
mean.
deck?
I don't recognize Hammerface over there, Horsehead Hammer man, but
Beta Ray Hammer.
Beta
No,
Ray
no,
Hammer.
that's a chip.
That is a
Yeah, it's
chip.
a chip.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they're not all figures.
Does it say it's an alternate?
yeah. It should. I mean, it tells you right
These
there.
new
what they did.
cards, these cards, these cards. That's why I don't remember if it said they were. I'm assuming
It's only 24 of those, so
Yeah.
it's not. It couldn't be a replacement deck.
the deck's not that big. Actually,
really not,
There's
yeah.
only three that are. There's three that are face up.
There's three.
You got the forge tokens.
Yeah, 24 sounds right. Like 12 people and 12 sets of chips. That's
Oh,
sounds.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's 24. Let's go back to the
It
coins.
says the expansion cards replace cards from
You
the
have
base
not played
game.
this,
They
have
do
you?
not add to the base game.
Okay.
I think it's weird that Kickstarter still has the rule where you can't just kickstart the same thing again. They allow everything else.
They do.
Pretty much.
but-
I know. I mean, they're like, you can't do the same project
This
twice.
is not a pre-order.
Okay.
Oh, it's gone. It's delivering next month. That's fine.
You changed the letter. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, come
Yeah.
on, please.
So that sounds fine, but what I'm interested in actually most out of all, I like the game.
I do too.
I like the game just fine. There's more cards below, 54 of them to be precise.
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a deck
yeah.
of playing cards? No. I
Okay.
didn't see it. I guess
Folks,
I never
if
got
you are
that far because
backing
I
this-
don't care.
I cannot
Let's go back
emphasize
to the
that you.
coins.
No, listen.
Yeah, this
Stop
is-
ignoring you.
I agree with you here,
Stop
Tom.
interrupting. Zeke.
Anyway,
Get these chips.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
so worth your while. I don't care if you don't need the miniatures to upgrade the characters.
No.
You want these chips though. They're really good.
They're really good, and it's a usability thing. If you're already, look, I'm not trying to be flippant about people spending money, but this is a pretty extravagant purchase, regardless, right? And if you're going to be willing to drop the money on it, if you can, I would recommend those.
I'm backing it for this.
Yeah, the rings. Yeah.
This should have been included earlier.
should
I've had to
have.
go to Etsy to find these things, but these are important.
Yeah, they are.
I really like these.
Just for your. Oh, it's not just your leaders, it's all the neutral characters too, right?
Right, because I want to be able to look at the board and
Right.
know who owns what character.
100%.
what is that disgusting looking thing?
That's the Jabberwock, the green fellow over there.
Yeah, it's like a weird dragon with a person's or like a goblin's low face.
Yep.
What am I looking? I can't
Jabberwock.
discern what I'm seeing. Okay,
I can sing you a song.
Promo
about it.
cards from the first campaign.
here we go.
They actually have a full breakdown of the cards too. They'll
Show
show
me
you.
them cards.
I actually like that too.
Do we
Tom.
not? Oh, I want this. I don't
Yeah.
have this either.
It's that and those rings is what I'm going to back for, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you're right, Chris. These are really good. Z, if you don't like these, you're not a playing card person.
Yeah, what's the matter with you,
let me
Z?
look at 'em.
This is
Oh,
this is
let me go-
ridiculous.
let's see,
Z,
yeah.
why do you hate these cards?
And then you can click on there too if you want to see like the whole. I think it'll show you the whole
I'm going to drop.
spread of them.
Okay, that's sweet.
I like it.
Yeah.
The art is one of the best parts about this game. Not that the game isn't good, but the art is
The
fantastic.
thing that the game is not as good as a deck of cards.
Yes, because you can't play poker with.
I really like the Cheshire Cat aces. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the aces are great. The face cards, good symmetry, custom pips. I like the deck a lot.
I like it.
This
Got
is
a
a
card
good,
back right
a
there.
very good set.
Can just this deck of cards be my pick of the week?
Yes.
Sweet.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
We all know people who say that, right? The same word 3 times. Cool.
No.
The whole isn't that like the whole idea of this game is like people co-opting words or I don't know.
The idea is flip over cards and then slap the table when the cards you flipped match some other cards you flipped.
This is like
That's a
Slappy
new
Salmon.
concept.
Slappy Salmon.
Panini.
So it's basically like
Egyptian rat screw, right?
Okay, the only reason this is on the list today
it's just so
is because there's 228 backers.
Yeah.
But also I like the name Cool.
Cool.
it looks
It's
terrible.
From the designers of Illimat Gloom, which I hate.
Yeah.
And the artist from Humane Conditions, which I hate.
Inhuman.
Inhuman. Same thing.
I don't hate the look.
This
I
is
mean,
the designer of Gloom, huh?
Keith, is it Baker? Is that his name?
The doctor?
I think
I
so.
think that's right. Yeah, it's a co-design, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We're sinking! The ship is sinking!
So I can't make up my mind about this because I don't know that I'm interested in the game so much because it's semi-cooperative. It looks like there's going to be some maybe take-thatty type stuff. But I do like the look of it.
It's a cool
And I
production.
like the production of that ship where you just remove a layer and it gets...
That looks so
slick,
neat.
right?
Like when I saw them doing that, I'm
Yeah.
like, that'll sell a game.
Right. And I
Yeah.
like
You
the
put that-
look of the cards. And
Where is that? I want to.
You put that at a convention, like on a
Right.
convention table, you will sell this game.
I agree.
It's such a neat idea. The
Yeah.
ship, you just remove it and it looks like it's below the waves now.
I really like the look of the characters and the graphic design. All of it is very,
The
very...
spin dial. There's a lot of good production on it.
It really is. I think you may have passed it. It might be towards the
Yeah,
top
it's
time where it
pretty
shows
close
the
to the
ship
top.
kind of going... not there. Not there.
It's an animated
right here,
thing right there, yeah.
Sinking ship. Whoop. Whoop, whoop.
So you just remove the bottom
You
layer.
just remove the bottom layer and it just gets lower and lower. I think it's cute. So yeah, I don't know of the game wise. I mean, I would think I would try it. There's nothing about it that makes me think like, oh my gosh, you couldn't pay me to play this game. But
I'd be hesitant.
This is a new company, so I don't know. But
You're not feeling it, huh, Chris?
No. I don't know. It seems interesting. I could be convinced, I guess.
I like the look a lot. I think it's doing a lot for it. I like that cartoony vibe.
Yeah.
Is helping this
Right,
one a
I
lot.
agree.
I'd be a lot more forgiving, or I guess willing to give it a go. I doubt I'll really enjoy this
Right.
game.
I think there's too much.
But I'm
I
happy
guess-
to give it a go. This is
Yeah.
if this was here right now, I'd be like, sure, deal me in. I'll try
Right.
it.
I'll give it a shot.
all right, Tabriz. That's what you spray on your sofa after the dogs.
No,
come
you
in.
just spray with a garden hose. I've already established that. This is a designer of Cascadia, and that's why I think one reason alone it will get attention.
It looks a lot like Cascadia.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't know that I would actually run that as a byline just because they're very different.
Looking games. We don't know. Maybe this is
That's
as
like
light
this
as
party
Cascadia.
game designed by Uwe Rosenberg. I'd be like, well, that means nothing to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to sell a game. You're going to
Sure.
say that, right?
No, I get it. I'm saying from the consumer end, again, maybe this is a great game. I just thought that was it's an odd crossover.
It's not about being great. It's about being similar, I guess, to the previous game. This looks much more complex.
It does. It also.
I don't see any crossover.
Yeah, I don't know. This looks like a pretty intriguing Euro game in a not overused theme. And
it seems well researched.
It does,
that theme.
yeah. I like the cover. This is one I would absolutely play. This smacks to me of a project where there's a whole team. You know what I mean? This doesn't look. I get the impression a lot of eyes are on this. If you know what I'm getting at.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I would hope
yes.
that it's going to be a quality product, whether you like the game or not. It might be a
Right.
different story. Looks like a quality project.
This is
One
something.
that's interesting you.
Oh yeah, like in an instant I would play this. I like this idea of moving around, and it from the brief description of it, almost it has notes of Istanbul. Move around a marketplace.
Yeah.
I think you have 3 different pawns, and I like the sound of that a lot. You know,
Wish
take
they
advantage
showed
of
more
market
pictures of the
prices.
game.
They fluctuate and change. I mean, 100%. If this is in front of me right now, I'd be like, yeah, let's play it.
Yeah.
Shove that pirate ship in the, not in the bin, just to the side.
Yeah.
Not like no. I mean, I might like this game, and I could easily be convinced to play it, but it's not one that after I looked at the whole thing, I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
I'm looking forward to it.
I moved on after looking at it. I'm like, nothing here is grabbing me specifically.
It looks like a Euro, but you know, you hate
Yeah.
Euros. Everything about Euros.
Don't I just yeah, it's a cool theme. Yes,
Yeah.
it seems well researched. Yes, a lot of eyes on it. Not
What's the
interested.
hook? What's the hook? I guess. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Christmas is coming. Get your polyhedral dice adventure. Count.
I mean, if you had been faster, you could have anyway. But these are sold out.
Boy.
Oh, they're all gone?
They're all gone.
Are they
unless you're
really?
a store, yeah.
Oh,
I'm kind of surprised because I don't think this looks very good.
I don't know.
Some of the dice looked neat.
Yeah.
It took forever for them to finally show some
Right.
dice. I'm like, come on.
Those look like puzzles to me,
and-
like space shuttle puzzles I would have gotten at
Yeah.
a museum or something.
They look. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the aesthetic of this at all.
Where
There
are
was
the
one
dice?
I liked. That witch one I liked. That
This
one.
is better, although
one's okay.
it's not Christmassy at all, though.
I guess that's true. I hadn't thought of that.
The dice are okay. Though.
I don't hate these. Although we really need to. We have now found many companies have invented alternate good D4s.
Yes.
Why are we still
Yes.
making the garbage D4s?
No, I don't know.
I really like those weird rounded ones.
They worked really well. Is that not becoming a standard thing?
That would be great.
Yeah, that should be the industry standard.
I like these eyeballs.
Yeah,
I
those
like
are-
those a lot.
My least favorite one by far.
That's,
Really?
Are those 8s or is that like the 20 side?
Oh my
Like the
word!
eyes?
We know those are eyes, you weirdos.
No, I'm saying that would be cute if it was on the 8 side of.
Oh, I would like that a lot, actually.
Not every die there has 8 faces,
But you can see the 8 here.
Your
so-
D4 now has 8 faces.
Those are all 8s for me.
2, 4, 6, 8. I like that D20 right there. It has a B on it or something, or a
No, that's a
lightning bug,
pacifier.
or a pacifier, but it looks glow in the dark.
Doesn't it look like a little pacifier?
Those dice all look cheap to me.
Really? I
Yeah.
like those. I like this one right here. The
cauldron.
I like that
The
one.
pips are the little bubbles, I assume.
I hate it now.
Oh!
Is that really what that is? Oh, there's
assuming.
cauldrons on all sides.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hate it now.
I hate that.
I liked it until you pointed that out.
Mike, the ruiner of things.
That's
I love
correct.
it.
Look, you can just
Merry
take all the
Christmas.
dice out at one time, guys.
Here's your garbage die. It's the gift that
I
keeps
don't know.
on giving.
How expensive was this? Like 60?
125.
Hell
No,
no.
that's
two.
two.
65. That's
I-
not terrible.
That's too much. I would have, if this was available, I could see myself backing it for like 35, 40 bucks maybe.
I have no interest.
It's kind of cool.
Maybe this will be
I
the year I
have
do
enough dice.
advent calendars at my house. Every year I say, I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
But
right.
I can't find one for everybody.
Yeah.
Just get some Lego ones or something. I don't know. Like I would be happy to this day if I got like a little Lego advent calendar. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
You know, just to build a little
Wait,
whatever.
you want one now?
I would be happy.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be happy.
I want one that's got a.
Unfortunately, Camille wasn't able to make it in today, so there's a couple projects that she would be able to give us a lot of good feedback on, like these paintbrushes. So instead, we're going to go to Z. Z!
You're the resident painter here.
You know what I love about these?
Why?
That they're brushes, right? But they're made from the hair of an abandoned camel.
Oh.
Do you think they're Turbo Dork compatible?
They are certainly Turbo Dork compatible, if not the absolute best for Turbo Dork application and enhancement.
I'm in. I told you I maybe was back in a Kickstarter.
Okay, maybe I'm being dumb here, but these wolf bristle brushes,
They're made from wolves. From
Are they really?
Recently captured
I
and
doubt
shaved
very highly
wolves.
they're made from wolves.
well, I don't know.
What you do is you
maybe
take a wolf-
They put a sheep out, let the wolf come eat it, and then after it leaves, come out and harvest the hair that fell off.
Let me get these bearded yak brushes.
I don't know, I'm asking.
I don't think so.
I think we're clearly useless on this topic.
Right.
These
right.
are cool looking. I don't know if they're good. I'll tell you what, they're offering a bunch of other crap that I don't understand. They they show you
minis?
STLs for minis, and I'm
Right.
like, okay, nobody's buying brushes and your minis.
Right.
And you keep going down, and they have dice here.
and books.
There.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, hold on. Because now I feel like I walked into a crappy boutique.
Those are better looking than all of the previous dice. Though.
No, they're
No,
not.
I disagree. There are no cauldrons. Those are pretty good. And this is a pomade. I mean, what is that? Like for your hair? I'm confused.
It's beard. It's a beard.
You're right, though. This is like that
management.
old little store at the corner.
Yeah.
It says brushes. You go in, there's a little brushes, and then the rest of it's just other
Chewing
stuff.
gum and like coins from around the
tobacco
world.
and yeah, I know.
I like to take a wolf pelt and put it in there and then
All
just
right.
rub
Well,
it.
Paint Frenchie says they're good.
All right. Well, if Paint Frenchie says it, I'm in 100%.
All right. Chris Chan's Portents. By the way, if there's one way to make me lose 1 point on your game, it's when you stick your name in the title.
Should we
But
know who Chris Chan is?
a
Right,
big deal,
come on,
okay?
dude.
American McGee's Portents.
I really dislike when, like, even if you're a writer, Canisi, I still dislike it.
Yeah, and you know that he's not pushing for that, right? That's coming from the publishers. He's not like, you must put my name on the
You
book.
don't know that.
Why do you
Also,
sound like Dracula?
In case you're wondering,
Blah.
in case you're wondering what the guy looks like,
Is that Chris?
I like this is definitely a.
And that photo is like an extreme close-up glamour
It
shot.
very much is. Now, that being said, that looks kind of cool.
Looks neat.
Yeah.
Neat looking abstract.
Yeah, it looks neat.
I could not figure out too much information about how it plays,
Right.
but
If you
I
had watched 17 videos,
yeah, I gotta
see,
watch the videos, right? And I wasn't about to do that, but I like the look of it a lot.
Yeah.
Two-player abstract, the manipulation of what's going on in the center from the outside, as far as I can decipher. That's cool, and the theme is really weird.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be reading the bones you tossed for the king to manipulate what you want them to do.
Yeah.
That's crazy bizarre thematically, but you know what?
Do I remember right? This came out of some type of
It was a contest, some
right?
sort of
yeah. So now it's being published, and I actually kind of like that cover too. I don't always like that look, but I think it works here, and I think it's one that if you have it on the table,
I hope
He
it's
did
gonna
the
get
Night
people's
Cage.
attention.
yeah, and that was a good game. I like the Night
Oh,
Cage.
okay.
I really hope that the back of the box
Actually-
is just his picture.
Well, it's like a book jacket,
The
right?
night.
It looks like a book jacket photo.
It
to
does.
Me. Yeah.
I don't know that I love that when I open the book jacket and the person's face is this big. Your face is fine, but I bought the book, not you.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got several
Reminds me of that one
portraits of
time where
Stephen King hanging
Reiner
up in my home
Knizia
right
missed
now.
a game with somebody at a con.
Uh-huh.
They were telling me about this, and they were like, "You were supposed to be here." He's like, "Sorry." So he pulled a picture out and signed it and gave it to him. I always love that story. First of all, that he had the picture on him.
Sure.
That's a
You
real
don't-
thing? That's
Yes.
fantastic, yeah.
Do you want a signed picture? Really quick.
I love it.
Oh,
I don't need
wow.
your driver's license. All right.
It's true that it's signed.
Bad Baby Lich Lords, which 100%, the title of this game came up first.
Yes.
Then they made the game.
The jingle came first, actually. Bad baby Lich Lords.
There was a whole song they wrote for this. If you watch the video.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, there's a whole song, a whole production.
I did not watch this video.
It's worth watching for the song. I am surprised this is not funding.
I
I'll
am
say
too.
that. And I don't
This-
think it will fund either. There's 5 days left. It's a third of the way there.
Yeah.
This is that townsfolk tussle art, right?
Well,
Kind
kind of, sorta. It's more like that. There's a Cartoon Network show that it reminds me of. Anyway, I don't know. I mean,
Hey, Richard Garfield. No joke. If you get a good quote that Richard Garfield says your game is good, that sways me more than almost anyone else.
He's rich enough to not give you a quote, okay?
Right. No, but I mean that's serious. Like he
No,
doesn't
I'm
have to
serious
show
too,
quotes
okay?
out.
Look at how he looks like a 007 bad guy in that picture. And you know what? He's rich enough to be a 007 bad
he should just
guy.
be stroking a
You know
white
what?
cat.
How many
Actually-
islands do you think Richard Garfield owns?
I'm gonna straight up back this
Richard
based on the
Garfield's
fact that he gave it
Island
a
of
positive
Adventure.
quote.
Huh?
Because he's not someone that they asked for a quote
Yeah.
or I mean they probably asked for a quote, but I mean he's like I don't know. I just think that's impressive to me.
I agree. When I got to that point, I thought the same thing. I also thought what I just said about his look. It looks like an evil
I don't know.
henchman.
I am very surprised it's not funding.
It's not, and again, go back up to the top there for the price, Tom.
The price over here.
Yeah, like go up to see where it's at. I mean,
You mean on the side here where the pledges are?
no, I want to
No,
see how
to-
much it's made.
Oh, that.
There, look at that. It
10
wants
grand.
35,000 is what they want. They have 5 days left. It's
crazy
and they're
to me.
at 10. I don't think it's gonna fund, even
it
if
that-
you back it and publicly give them a quote. I respect you for getting Richard Garfield.
I like this artwork a lot, actually, though.
It seems like a really honest goal too.
And it seems like a game that should have wide appeal. I'm very surprised. Are they just, do not enough people know about it? I can tell you I had never heard of it before.
That's
it came out.
True. This looks better than a lot of the other games that often have this artwork.
Yes.
Right.
You know, will I like it? I don't know. It still seems kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Do you
But
think it's
Richard
because
Garfield said it's not stupid.
What did he actually say those words?
He said, "Please stop calling me.
You know what? There's
I'm
no
a mega rich."
There's no backer. There's no like videos,
no
or
preview
previews or
videos.
anything.
They didn't go that route. Maybe
So
that.
maybe that does matter. I don't know.
You thought you were worth your weight in gold, Richard Garfield. I guess not.
You're worth about $10,800.
We talked more about Richard Garfield in the game, but all right, moving on.
I like the look of it a lot.
Beer Garden.
Second edition.
Do they have a quote from, say, perhaps?
This one also looks like it will not fund, right?
Richard Garfield's over here with the green hat.
That's a different Bond villain.
Didn't we talk about this last time?
I thought we've already
I
talked about
thought I'd
this.
seen that image, but you know, it was Stella drinking. I wasn't
We
sure.
talked about that last time. Moving on. All right. Spies! I love this font for Spies, by the way.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite fonts, I think.
This is one of those print and plays, right?
It is, but it's a good-looking
It
one.
is a very
good-looking one.
Yeah,
This one
no.
looks to have a lot happening. When I got to that image right there, I'm like, hold on.
I'm kind of that
Whoa.
image is kind of exciting, actually. That
And
makes
there
me-
is like a bunch of steps, including like asking your opponent, if they've seen something specific. This one did not look like the typical print at home rolling right.
No, yeah.
I almost wish though, like when I look at this art here and everything, I think, man,
That's
maybe
clearly.
we should have just printed
Professionally
it.
printed, yeah.
You know?
I agree.
It looks
and that's
really
also
good.
Rogue, by the way. That's clearly X-Men's Rogue.
Wait, where?
Top center. That's Rogue.
Not everyone who has a white.
Everyone who has a white streak in their hair is
It's either
X-Men's
Rogue
Rogue.
or Martha Stewart, one of the two.
Why?
Yeah, no, I think this looks really good.
It does sound very fun, actually.
It sounds really unique, different in this sphere. And that's really cool. And maybe if this does well and gets some buzz, maybe it'll get a professional printing. That would be nice, right?
Right, that's
Do they
kind of
say
where
that
I'm
they
at.
have? Do they have another option, or you?
Well,
just
their
want-
company's called.
No box games, so never
well,
mind.
they say you can get it printed.
Yeah, the
at a
fact that
print
they're
shop.
called No Box Games makes me think we're not going to see a published version.
Sure.
of
Put it
this
in
at
a
some
bag.
point.
Send it to me.
A Ziploc
Do you want a
bag.
game in a bag?
I'd like it in a Tupperware container. That way you keep it fresh.
All right. This is another one we wish Camille was here to tell us more about.
This would be her pick of the week, I would assume, right?
Yeah. There it is. Camille's pick of the week. The expansion for Spirit Island.
Nature Incarnate. So here's my issue, because I like.
You can put it on, Roy.
We will assume that this is correct.
Spirit Island is this is don't put mine up. Spirit Island is in my top 50 for sure. I'd have to check and see where it was. At least it was the last time I did one. You have to have another expansion to be able to use this expansion.
Well, this is an
love
expansion
that.
to an expansion.
That's
That
what
is
Tom
what I said.
I hated the way he said
When
it,
did
but
you
I
say
guess
that?
that's right.
No, but there was a thing. I said, is it an expansion to expansion? And he said, no.
I said, no, it's an expansion of the base game, but you need one of the other expansions. And then Chris goes, so it's an expansion to an expansion!
That is actually how the conversation went.
He said it just like that.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man!
Right. With J. Jonah Jameson over here behind me. Or maybe it was Roy who was J. Somebody hopped all over
What
me.
is going on?
Anyway,
Let's welcome Richard Garfield.
I don't love when you have to use another expansion to play an expansion.
I don't care about that. If you were this, okay, so let's go farther on this.
All right, let's
This
go
is
farther.
for people who love the game, as evidenced by the fact that it cost $470
That's if you get everything.
to get everything. That's a lot of Spirit Island.
Does that include the base game?
I hope so.
Yeah, no, it does. I will say this, though. I mean, yes, it's a lot. But you can get, I mean, honestly, just out of the base game, you can get a lot of plays. For people that this is their game, and there are people that this is their game.
A surprising
For sure.
amount,
Yes,
actually, because
yes.
this keeps coming up in. I don't know. I just keep hearing people whenever they're asked whether it was on Breakfast or was it like whatever. People be like, "Well, what are some of your favorite games?" It seems like Spirit Island comes up a lot. It seems
Spirit
to
Island
be
is
that
a game,
kind of game.
It's a game that is
Yeah.
not losing steam, it's gaining steam the longer
Yeah.
it's out.
Yeah.
Yes.
As opposed to Steam.
I saw
supposed to
somebody's posted about this, and I don't know how accurate it was, but there was a back and forth where they said when you add up the cost of all these right now
I
on
heard
the
about
internet,
that, yeah.
it's cheaper than $470.
Yeah, yeah.
They were
They're
saying
not
you
all-
don't get a particularly good deal.
Oh.
For doing the all
This is not all available, right? Some of this is new stuff.
Some of it is
Well,
new,
sure,
yes.
but you can also then just back the new stuff.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Well,
That being said, I don't know. Does it show how many people? Let's look at the pledge ups. Okay, let's guess before we look. How many people back 470?
470, I would say.
I'm going to say, well, how many people have backed it in total? I don't know. How do we know? I mean, give me something to go off.
7,943.
Okay, then
8,000
470. I'm going to
That
say.
was going to be my guess.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm going to say 293.
I'm going to go 600.
Here we go.
do we do it?
You didn't pick one.
Okay, you said what was the lowest?
470. 293 was the lowest.
600.
293? I'm
You
gonna
should
go
say 292 and below.
330.
Does it show you?
146.
Oh, I almost went lower. Okay.
So Chris wins a whole pledge of this?
No. I guess I'll buy it for him.
right.
No, but most people are just getting that Flocking Red Talons, which is the new expansion, plus nice pieces.
Yeah, plus the
Sure.
It
And
does
then
seem to
another
have a
648
lot.
wants sleeves.
There's a lot of content in it from, I mean,
Oh, never
from
mind.
what I
Most people are
looked
just getting the
at.
expansion.
There's like eight new factions or spirits or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
That's a ton.
It is.
There's a lot in here.
It's a lot. Yeah.
There's so much to explore with this game. I've only played base box.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I just think like, wow, I could play that
You could play
many
it
more
many more times.
without throwing in any expansions.
Right.
But it's cool that this is there for the people that like
Where
it.
are the...
Upgrade it. This is a game you can upgrade to
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
right.
For
Did they
Really
show
make
the-
it your own.
And on top of that, you may even get more people coming into it through Target with the Horizons of Spirit Island, you know?
Have they done any expansions that make the game not cooperative?
No.
No.
Like any weirdness
No.
when it comes to that?
Nope.
Okay.
Did they show? I don't see the. There's
The
these
new spirits?
No. There's the new. It has those upgraded tokens. Are these them right here? No, that's for the expansion.
No.
There's like an upgraded token pack. Maybe it's this stuff here. One of the problems with Spirit Island is there's a ton of upgrades that I've gotten from Etsy for Spirit Island. There's a ton. One of the things you can get here is the premium token pack, but I didn't see, it shows the box here, premium token pack, but I'm curious what comes in that premium token pack, because I would actually get that.
Right.
Sure.
Do they not have it in the whatchamacallits? Not stretch goals, but add-ons?
They did, but they didn't show
You
pictures of
you
the
want to
inside.
see it, right?
Nah, all right. 20 strong, making $230,000. A solo venture system.
So this is interesting. This is Chip Theory, but it's by far their smallest scale thing they've ever done. It's basically 20 dice and then a themed card deck that you can play through. And so one of them is this new IP, which I can't remember what it's called offhand.
Nasty
but it's
Worm.
this it's
It
a
had a
spacey one.
not
Tremors.
particularly memorable title.
Solar Sentinels.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that.
It's a terrible title.
But then they also have a Too Many Bones deck, and they have a Hoplomachus deck. So if you're
That's
a fan of Chip Theory and you're a solo player, and you don't want to, invest in a $300 project, this
Yeah.
could be a way to kind of get into that a little bit. Or if you
Mike,
already
are
have
you
the-
backing this?
It's very likely I'm backing this. Yes.
I don't. Sorry, let me. I don't like Chip Theory. Not that I don't like them. That's not an accurate statement. I haven't played their games. They're
Yeah.
enormous.
They're not
and
your
terrifying.
games.
Right. The new IP, because I don't care for Too Many Bones and I don't care for Hoplomachus. This new IP, the look, the setting looks awesome to me.
And $30 if you want to get that.
It looks like something I could get into. It looks really cool.
Yep.
It kind of makes me think of the Dead Eye
Yes.
solo game. Has
Yes.
that similar vibe, similar look. Weird sci-fi, monstrous. I'm vibing with this.
Yeah.
I'm digging on it.
Okay.
And so that my question is going to be with the
And the
different
shipping's included
themed-
too, by the way. Yeah.
in that 30. The different themed decks, are they trying to allude to those games? Is it just, hey, this system, or is it mechanically trying to allude to those types of games?
I haven't dug into it enough. My guess is going to be they're going to at least nod to some things through some thematic things. I mean, they're pretty good. They're being Chip Theory. They are pretty good at injecting theme into their mechanism. So I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't put little winks to. But I doubt you have to know those games to play them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this sounds interesting to me. I like what they did with Burn Cycle. That was the first one I played. And from what you said, their least overwhelming kind of
Yeah,
game.
they cut way back on the keywords on Burn Cycle, which we still need to review that, by the way. But this one looks
we?
like I'm waiting. I'm ready.
On who?
I don't want to put anybody under the bus.
It's not me. I'm not playing it.
No, the boss! Garfield!
All right, this one really threw me off when I first saw it.
Me too.
Because of
I
how
saw-
you pronounce it? Wark Row.
No, it's not that. It's that I thought this was a war hammer thing.
Yes.
Because that font is really close, and the way it looks.
That font is like close enough to get sued.
Like I just assumed it was.
I thought so
they're
too.
Like, they're like, can we get away with this? How about this?
Like, especially when it's on the box.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
If I got this in the mail, I would just say, this is Games Workshop. I wouldn't even,
From here, I thought I would think it says War Cry. But it
Yeah.
says War Crow.
It's like the movie you find in the $3 bin. You know what I mean? It's like not. It's like Atlantic Rim. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, sure it is. Oh, and a giant mech. Sure, Warcraw.
it did
You're saying
Infinity
it quick
Deathmatch
enough. It's
and
Warcry.
Infinity Defiance.
I
All right, well, anyway, so the fact it's not Games Workshop, I don't know, maybe this is good.
is
60
it?
to 90 minutes.
I like
so
the time
not
frame for this
overly
kind of
long.
game. It's a little bit of a generic theme. I mean, it's good miniatures, good art, but it's
I love that you said
same,
generic right as he scrolled by the words "a fantasy world."
I know, right?
Yeah.
Key features: a fantasy world.
I don't know
No doy.
If you were going to push the envelope, let's say,
Yeah.
with a particular IP,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the one I'd be pushing the envelope on. Aren't they pretty doesn't Games Workshop
Protect their intellectual
their
property.
IP.
Yeah.
Again, this is not them. They're not going to
No.
sue them. I'm just saying that it made me think that when I saw it.
It made every one of us
made
think
every-
that, and I doubt very highly that was accidental. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. What did the companion app do? I couldn't figure that out. Is this like a?
That guy has a straight,
Couldn't figure that
great
out
hat.
either. Yeah.
It's a cool hat.
But
He
the
probably
game
lost
kind
it in
of-
his luggage.
The game kind of has a cool vibe to it. I don't know if it's going to be any good. It does definitely look a little generic,
That's a
but
hero?
kind of looks cool. Yeah, Dona.
Dona.
Dona looks
Dona-
like...
Dona kebab.
It's actually
Dona kebab.
it's pronounced Dona A.
Done.
I want a Dona kebab.
I want a Dona kebab
All right,
as well.
Ludivine.
You got to change your computer background.
I
Yeah,
torture
seriously, Mike,
everybody
knock
all
that
day.
off.
The Rock.
This guy escaped from Warcraft.
Druk? That's an R and A.
Anyway, the miniatures look great. The
oh
game
man,
itself,
that dude needs dental work.
he really does. A little bit of jaw. The game looks interesting, although, again, the fact that it's super generic and everything else
I don't
has
know.
me worried.
This does not look very interesting to me.
You never
I
know.
won't play it. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But I also think it doesn't look that bad.
I really like some of the models. I like
is-
this model a lot. He's shooting a flame out. That's not a gigantic fist.
I definitely thought it was a Kamala Khan.
He should have been shooting a crow out of his hand, a war crow.
How does that not fall over?
I am. That's what
That's
I've.
rendering. That's how.
Also, this guy,
He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, folks.
this guy here works out every day.
He looks like a strong guy.
All right. Well, before we go any farther, we got another message here from Mark.
Street.
This spotlight is brought to you by Wasteland Invasion. A global nuclear war has wiped out all achievements of the human race. Years of bloody war have scattered and divided the survivors into fierce warring factions. The entire human race now faces a new threat of total annihilation. Hatred must be put aside. The Synexians have returned to Earth to claim what is left of a desolate wasteland. Wasteland Invasion is a strategic post-apocalyptic deck building and dice crafting game, featuring unique dice that can be customized during the game. During each turn, players roll these dice, and each colored screw that's rolled can be used to collect a resource of the same color. Collected resources can be used for various effects, mainly for playing cards. Players start with a set of starter cards, and as the game progresses, players add additional cards to their deck by training them. Improve your skills, train your army, and show your enemies that you would rather die than surrender. The game features two different game modes, cooperative and competitive. In cooperative mode, players collectively take on Celesta and her forces and try to stop the invasion. In competitive mode, players challenge each other in one-on-one combat. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
Okay, so now we're taking a look at Patriot, an immersive 1 to 6 player social deduction board game.
Oh, this
love
one.
the
One
idea.
player social.
So this is
I
Save
love
the
the idea that-
President, but they sidestep the fact they're trying to step out of any politics by making it the president of Carmonia.
Carmonia. Yeah. Carmonia is beautiful this time of year, by the way. I love
Is it?
Carmonia.
Where
Because I'm
in
looking
the
here, it
world
doesn't look that
is
great.
Carmonia.
That's not the
San
best
Diego.
street. I like this right here. Save, the gun pointing at him. Assassinate's gonna shoot the window. That was not a very good shot, is all I'm getting at. You're not a very good
it's-
assassin at that point.
Okay, whatever.
I love the idea of a two-player social deduction game that's being like
The president
it was
hasn't
you.
shaved.
Well,
No, it
here's,
wasn't.
here's the thing. I think the 1 and 2 player game is not social deduction. It's some whole other mode of the
I
game.
know.
It has its
Yeah.
own campaign
Yeah,
only
it's
for 1
weird,
and 2.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a campaign game in 1 and 2.
Right. Social
They're
deduction is
above
great.
social deduction. Are you insane? You
that-
can't sell those things together.
Well, you can.
You can.
No, you can't. Is this funding?
What does Richard Garfield think of it?
Oh man. Yeah, it's funding. It's 44,000.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I guess you can sell it.
Well, what else has this guy made that he made one other thing? What do you think it was? Same thing. Got canceled.
Yeah, but
Wow, it got canceled
it wasn't
4 years
Oh,
ago.
Look at that, but it wasn't yet a
was-
campaign
yeah.
A
game.
massive board game for 3 to 5 players.
Then he was like, the
I can't
1 and 2 player demographic is really what I
Yeah,
need.
that's what we need for a
Campaign.
Yep.
Interesting.
This looks.
It doesn't look terrible, actually.
I think it looks terrible.
Oh, that looks terrible. No, this looks. You know, this reminds me of this War of Mine. That way, that board looks.
a little bit, but I don't think the game's anything like that.
I'm not digging the look here. I don't like the artwork. I don't like the idea.
I feel attacked.
That's pretty
I feel
terrible.
attacked.
That's pretty terrible.
Some of the art is way better than what we just scrolled past. But I'm curious to learn more about this 1 and 2 player thing.
Are
It's a
you?
weird thing.
Not curious enough to back it, but I'm really curious about it because it's supposed to use the same board and have different events come out and trigger and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's almost a morbid curiosity because you're like, hey, want to play
Morbid
this? Curiosity.
Oh.
Because you have the social deduction setting. Or does one or two?
All right, moving on.
Yeah, I don't know. To
weird,
me, it just
right?
looks a little bit like a mess.
All right, cards.
I'm not vibing with it yet.
Here's
Okay,
your
what is
deck of
this?
cards, even though you got 2 decks with the
This
other
is
one.
terrible. I hated it.
I dislike this
I
highly.
hate
You've
it
got
so
monsters
much.
and overly pin-up style
Well, these
females.
are, you don't like these? I thought these looked pretty
I
good.
know. I don't like those.
It's the
At
human
all.
stuff I really don't like.
They're terrible. Those are terrible.
Yeah, I agree that these are
Those
terrible.
are
I
It's all like
the arts.
3D renderings. Also, this looks like the
that's
deck
right.
of cards you get for free
Yep.
when you buy Final Fantasy 12
Right.
Deluxe Edition, and they throw in a bust and the game,
metal
of course,
tin.
metal tin, and
Yeah.
then a deck of cards, a crappy deck of cards.
Right.
This is that deck of cards.
Fair enough.
I like the number cards way more
The
than
number,
I like the
yeah,
face
those
cards.
look way better.
I don't
Everything
like
else
the,
sucks.
I don't like the name on the side, though. I dislike that a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, I
didn't even see that.
no, I didn't really look that far in this page. I didn't like it.
All right, DVG, Eagle Leader, Fulcrum Leader. Again, I feel like these guys kickstart the same thing over and over again. I know these are different games for sure.
They're part of that leader line, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Hornet Leader I
Hornet
played.
Leader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
like Root is a leader game, right?
Ah, nice. Look, this has a built-in audience, right? And so
They're solo playing games where you're taking
Yeah.
your jets out on missions and you got to accomplish the mission.
Yeah. There are people that absolutely adore these games. I know. I've played a couple of them.
Really?
They're not really my cup of tea, but I understand the appeal. I mean, they play relatively quickly. If you are into this theme, you can kind of, really get into that and kind of do. I don't know. It's just not my kind of game.
Sean apologizes for sending in that deck of cards.
What deck of cards?
The one
Alright.
we just made fun of.
All right,
Or
Mike, explain
Goblin one.
Terzi Jr. promo pack.
So David Terzi is a designer
talked about
of a
this
number
already,
of
I
different. Did
thought.
we already
We
talk
talked about this on the news.
on the news?
okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So this is very close to funding, but I guess when he's had some major life events, he's done these types of things where he puts out little promos for many of his big games. And so, look, the thing is, if you have, I would say, 3 or more of these games, I can see doing this because you could probably sell the other ones and make some of your money back. You know what I mean?
This is the
it
first
an
time I've
all or
seen this,
nothing
though.
thing?
Yes, and he actually, it's kind of funny. There's like 4 different times on this thing where he's like, Q&A, can I get just one? No. Is there any way to pledge for just one? No. He does it like 4 or 5 different times, so he's kind of
I
joking
need to talk
about
to
it.
you then about how to do that on my Kickstarter.
Yeah. So for me, right now, I can tell you there's probably 3 of these that I'm interested in for sure.
All right, well, let's figure it out. I want to say, though, this is the first time I've seen this where it was multiple companies, publishers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, we've done it and other content creators, but this is a designer doing it. I just thought that was interesting. All right, so
Yeah.
Kenu, that's a cat. Mike, you want that one.
I like the cat.
Perseverance, Mike, you still haven't finished playing.
I've only played the first the first edition. There's 2 episodes. Imperium would be the one I'm excited
You knew
about.
about that?
And Vengeance.
Voidfall's not out yet.
I haven't played
Vengeance,
it.
roll and fight.
Want to sue you?
No, I wasn't a huge fan of
I
Tatsuya.
can break into a copy of Carcassonne and steal these.
There you go. That one would be cool. Another roll and fight boss. Venice I've never played. And Tricarion I like, but I don't know that.
This is a reprint, this one.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, cool. I don't.
It.
This is not for me, but it's cool. It's a cool idea.
It's
a
smart
celebratory
idea.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I do like a lot of his games and or solo modes because sometimes he'll just do
This
a
is
solo
great.
mode for a game.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you say so before? Of course you get them separately. Wait, no, just kidding. You cannot get any of the promos separately.
But he does this like 4 times on here, so yeah.
All right, Snakes of Wrath, a tile-laying strategy game. So when I saw this cover, I was like, nah. And then I saw it made $137,000.
I kind of think it
When I
looks neat.
scrolled down and looked inside the box, that looks kind of cool. Gives me a very Domino-esque feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a weird Othello kind of thing, though. Where
think
you
it
like
looks cool.
connect to it, and then flip it over to the other side. The other side has the other color.
Right.
Yeah. I like the rack because it hides the back of the tile from your opponent. That's a nice idea, nice
is.
design. I don't think this
you're
game
right,
looks
yeah.
interesting at all. It's just I'm not liking it. It's like you can cut the chain with some of them, or then you can fix it with another one.
Heal, yeah.
Yeah, you touch one and then it flips the whole thing over. Oh, it looks terrible.
Really? I don't
I'm
know.
not liking this at all.
You probably looked into it more than I did. I didn't go into a lot. I just was like, I liked the look of it. I think a lot of it's going to depend on the quality of the componentry too.
Yeah.
Because this is obviously a very tactile game. It's giving you the
Why is this doing so well, though?
I'm confused. Is it very pricey?
No. There's a ton of people
Is it
involved.
based on something, or do people
wonder.
come here
Brought to you
from?
by the Young Jerks. I don't know who they are. I know the Young Turks, but I never heard of the Young Jerks.
I wonder what that is. Yeah, maybe do they have like a
That must be a thing.
podcast or a show or
It's collectively what I call
Wait, go
all the
back up.
guys who
What
try
was
to take
that?
my daughters.
Go back up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, this is
right
a
there. What is
They would have
that?
shown
Prototype.
early prototypes.
Prototypes.
Because that kind of looks like another game. Okay. Anyway, I thought maybe this was a reprint for a second there.
yeah, I don't know.
It must be that
That
people.
guy looks like the guy who does 100 punches in 1 second.
Oh yeah.
This must be because these folks have a following. I assume.
It's gotta be. I mean, I'm sure the game's fine. I just don't have interest in it. I like Othello, but I'm not
Alright.
gonna play a snaky, potentially fiddly, fiddlier version
I
of
agree.
it.
It didn't look interesting.
Now this
to me.
cover, actually, I love this picture here. I really like this Outrun the Bear. But I don't need to outrun the bear. I only need to outrun you.
That's right. Yeah, this is one that I think is going to appeal to a particular subset of gamers that don't mind chaotic take that games. That's not me. And so I'm not interested in the gameplay of this, although I agree with Tom that I like the look of it. I like even just the setup of the game. You know exactly what's happening, right? You know that it's a race and you're just trying to not be the last one.
Look at that bear just stopping those children.
They did a really great job putting this page together. It looks very enticing. The art looks fun.
Boom.
It's a game that I almost wish that I was excited about.
Yeah.
I know,
I'm
right?
not at all.
It looks, I think it doesn't look like it's really for any of us, but they cannot be faulted for how well put together this is.
Right.
And it does not look like a lame take that game going
No.
for the cheap shots.
No, I agree. Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
good looking take that sort of mass market-ish game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's neat. I mean, I wish them all the success in the world, It's
Yeah.
just not really, I think, for any of us.
Right.
Also, if you put minis in it, you'll make 3 times as much money.
But I applaud that they didn't. How much are they charging for it?
3 times as much money.
It's like $30, $40, I think.
10 for a print and play. 39.
That's why. I mean, that's the price. That's a reasonable price for a game like this. You
Right.
put minis in there and you make it 70. Nah.
And then people back it, though.
I
Because you
guess.
can paint the bear.
All right. That's a different game. Rising Waters. This is an actual historical event, the 1927 Mississippi flood. I don't think this box is doing the game any favors. I think I would have
No.
shown, like, waters flooding
Man,
into
this
the
is-
town.
This is This is the opposite of good marketing. This front of the page, I almost skipped right past it because I got the same vibe as like Hornet Leader, whatever. But when you look at the art in this game, it looks fantastic.
Not only the art, but just that this is coming from Central Michigan University.
Yes.
This is a game that is very much has historical research behind it.
Okay.
And so it's giving me kind of the vibes of like Academy games.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where they actually have the historical chops. You know what I mean? And but the look of it is a bit off-putting. The cover I don't particularly like. The map is a little bit off-putting, but I have a strong sense that the game is probably pretty good, especially if you have an interest in historical themed games.
Sure, right.
But it's not a war game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is one I would absolutely play, and I think I would be interested in the historical element of it, but boy, do I wish it looked a little better.
It's a cooperative game.
100%
It's about
what he said.
yeah. But you look at a lot of the card art, and I'm really charmed by it.
What's the cover? I'm really confused as to what that image
It's
is.
a topographical map.
Yeah. I think the cover is that, basically.
No, that, yeah, like that right there. What am I looking at?
I think it's the topography of the area, which areas were flooded worse.
I think it's showing how the river has changed over the years on how it flows. See, it says the ancient course is Mississippi River meander belt. So if I go by that title, then the river used to go in the red one, and then the one underneath that, it was a different way that river went as time went by.
Wow. Okay.
It's a bad cover, but a really interesting sounding game. I like the history behind it. It talks about the different areas that were impacted worse than others.
Yeah.
This is like a game that I would read a book about, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The Stifling Dark.
This is the one with the templates, right?
This is the one with the templates.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
flashlight templates.
I saw this game at Gen Con, and I was very fascinated by it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I really was, because
see it there.
I don't care what Z says about templates. In this case,
I love templates.
no, this is not so bad. This is like, does it fit over the circles?
This is a really
It's all
interesting
about what
idea.
can you see in the dark. First of all, that's scary as all get out. Anyone who's played Doom back in the day with the flashlight, Doom 3.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guy. You can hold a gun and a flashlight.
Yeah.
But it's scary as all get out. You're like, ah!
I think this is cool because it's a one versus, it's a hidden movement type of a game. And that's a neat idea that you can see a certain part of the board. It's an easy way to do kind of line of sight with that type of stuff, which can sometimes be a real pain trying to establish that. So yeah, this looks interesting.
This I'm very pumped about this. This is that horror that I like more so than just, in Cthulhu it's basically you run around and find monsters, and there are monsters in this, but this is more of that growing horror. Like the Escape from Aliens in Outer Space. I'm like, it's a board game.
Yeah, I don't dislike this. Again, the idea of a template that simulates the arc of light coming from your flashlight, that's pretty cool. I get that that's a cool thematic, touch.
But
I'm not a big fan of this genre, the moving around in secret thing.
Yeah.
Fear of Dracula?
It's kind of like the only one I like. Most of them have let me down, is what I'm saying.
I love these guys.
I find they lack innovation, I suppose. They're very repetitive. And where they do innovate, like, for example, with noise in Nuns on the Run, I hated it. I hated that. So maybe this arc of light thing will be the innovation that finally, gives me another one I really like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be.
Looks good.
Yeah, it really does. All right, Destiny's Witchwood. So this is a new expansion for Destiny's with Baba Yaga involved.
Let's go.
This has, I believe, 4 scenarios they said in it with all new cards.
And then you can get the old stuff, of course.
Sure,
Base game,
sure.
previous expansions, all of that.
Yeah, all
Very
of the
popular.
stuff. Yeah, Myth and Folklore was only available in the campaign and on their website. That's been sold out, I think, for a while. The 2 versus 2 mode and everything. And then it's got a couple of little things, like little
There's this little
add-ons
all that
as well.
glitters.
Yeah.
What's this Bound Fate?
Bound by Fate, that's the 2 versus 2 mode. That
Oh, I never played that.
Yeah,
Was
we
it?
never tried. I don't know if we ever got it.
I don't remember that at all.
And then, I've wanted to try it, actually. But I like the little add-on things in here, like little character powers that you can use in any any of the scenarios, new or old.
Are you going to get the deluxe Destiny storage pledge, Tom?
It looks a bit ridiculous because if you throw away the inserts, you can fit all 3 of the first games in one box, say,
You
for
100%
example.
can. It's a little tight, but yes.
But
I won't be able to fit this new stuff in.
no way.
So you need it. That's what you're saying.
It's a cube! It's a cube!
It's I don't know how big the box actually is.
People! It's made from people! My point is, Destiny is a Soylent Green.
Destiny's is a fantastic game, and I like when it definitely spins into the more fantastical, the most boring episodes of Destiny's are in the first expansion, the first 2, where they just kind of like,
There's
you're in
a
a medieval
wall.
city, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Medieval. Yeah.
So they're definitely saying, they said in this thing that they're leaning into that fantasy even more.
I think they pulled a lot of the people who really like the game in the first few expansions. Like, which scenarios did you like more? Like the historical stuff or like the fantasy stuff? And everyone, fantasy.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly.
And then
Also-
the horror thing they've got going towards that Dark Quarter too. So
They also said here that characters will return from scenario to scenario, which is nice because the first grouping, you're like, oh, this comes after this. I think. Until the last one, The Sands of Time, that one followed the one before that. But before that, the first 4 feel very disjointed, I thought.
Okay.
Not like I was like, oh, it's that guy. I was like, I don't know.
Roy.
That's Jack Bluka.
Jack Bluka does make an appearance, and that's
Jack Bluka's brother over there.
Jack Luca.
blah.
Jack Bluka.
Bluka. Yeah.
Anyway, this looks cool and it's doing very, very well.
All right.
And lots of cool miniatures.
That's
That's
a
a
cool
neat
Look
miniature.
at that. That's insane.
But if you see that, you run! Wow, there's a ton of stuff in here. This is a long page.
Yes, it is.
All right, Self-Careless. So, this is based on a cartoon, I think,
I think it's just using artwork from a cartoon. You're planning your day. It's a solo game that's supposed to be very sort of low-key, relaxing kind of solo game. And it's using this cartoonist's artwork to give you tasks. You're supposed to be balancing things you do for you, that you want to do, versus things you need to do. Chores you have to take care of.
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
I know I've seen this cartoon somewhere.
That's
don't know
hilarious.
that I
I love
have.
that one. That's really funny. This is a cool looking game. I watched a few minutes of the play.
Okay.
Where the designer is playing on Tabletop Simulator right there. It doesn't look like a particularly engaging game.
Okay.
It looked a little bland, but I personally feel like the artwork is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. Because I really do like the look of it.
Okay.
This is
don't
not
know
a
that I
good
do,
game,
honestly.
unfortunately. Your friend is sad.
Yeah.
Heck is not a particularly great game. I haven't played Reap or Newfoundland Jam. I refuse to get this one.
Yeah.
Cheese Factory. Wasn't that the one I got mad about because it didn't have any making of actual cheese in it? I remember yelling about.
Yeah, you yelled about that.
Yeah.
When I got to that part of the page, and I assumed that those were like other games the company made, I was like, oh man, that's too bad. Because I was kind of curious about it.
Yeah. I think if nothing else, I'll check out the cartoonist.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Board Game Tables. This is 3 new games: Roll to the Top, Pollen, and Big Top. I believe Roll to the Top for sure is a previous.
None of these are new.
Yeah, they've done this now a few times where they reprint things,
Are
right?
these all from?
Pollen's a
Quali?
Knizia
No,
game.
so-
Quali? Roll to the Top is.
Roll on the Top is a Quali game.
Yes.
So I actually have the older version of Roll to the Top.
I like Roll to the Top
I do
a lot.
This is a visual improvement, for
Yes,
sure.
it is.
Yeah.
Pollen is Samurai the card game, rethemed.
Knizia.
Okay.
And Big Top is another
beautiful.
kind of trick-taking game from the same designer as Ghosts of Christmas
Right.
and the
9 Lives.
Nine Lives. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep doing these
Right.
interesting republications of
Yes.
a
Kinda
mix
harder to
of
find
little-known games,
Yeah.
trick-taking little-known games with somewhat lesser-known but a little more available games. It's just the stuff they keep putting together is pretty interesting.
It is,
The
and
things they keep picking to reprint.
They seem very thoughtful. Like, these are not
Yeah.
just throw a dart and let's find something that's not in print. But what I think they do very well is their production. I mean, their production is...
Those dice are great.
They're
right
just
here.
fantastic, and they're not. They walk that very fine line, which is finer than it should be, of a great production that doesn't feel overproduced.
Yes.
It feels produced to, like, this is great. It's not ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not like, but yeah. So I think they've done a very good job production-wise. I agree. They've picked some really interesting titles.
Yeah, it's not obvious stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just interesting. The things they've found obscure
Yeah.
that I've never heard of sometimes versus things I have heard of and think, oh, you're
cool.
reprinting that. That's a cool idea. That's a neat call.
Yep.
Like Samurai the card game, I've never played it. Have you played that one?
I've played Samurai plenty of times, but.
So
Ooh, I like these glass
maybe. I
stones.
mean,
Too. I'm pretty excited. I know Roll to the Top is the one I'm most familiar with, and I like that game. I do like it, but I don't know that I need a new version of that. The other two I'm very interested in.
yeah.
Yeah, roll the top is basically you roll a bunch of different sided dice.
Yes.
It's one of the few roll and writes to do that, and then you're writing numbers down, but they have to increasingly get higher or lower depending which way you play.
Is the big top one? That's the one that's a small box. Is that the Miko's artwork?
It's the Micho's artwork on a small box,
on a small
trick-taking
box
game
with a very happy look to it. I'm really
Yeah.
excited because I like the Miko's artwork a ton.
Yeah.
But he always does like Siege of Valeria and Raiders of the North Sea kind of things. And to just see something like that.
I
Like,
think it looks
I do
great.
like it when he goes off genre.
yeah, that looks really exciting. I'm excited about this pack.
And I think
Great
the
looking
pollen is
cards.
what, like Best Sobel? So I think
Yeah, it is Best
Yeah,
Sobel.
they're coming correct with the look.
All right, Dreadful Meadows, the deluxe edition.
So this is the deluxe edition's the only one that they're putting on this Kickstarter. So I guess they're doing a retail edition of the game that's just going to be retail. This is only for the Kickstarter edition.
This looks good.
It looks quite good. They did Shelfie Stacker. That was their first game, that Shem Phillips game.
Oh yeah, okay.
This looks a lot.
Yeah.
Not like it, but
Yeah.
has a lot of the design aesthetics of it.
For that reason alone, I was interested, and then I was like, this is a cool theme, and it's a very, it might be maybe oversaturated, but it's a very, they're going for a look, right? I mean,
Yeah, I like that look a
Yeah.
lot. My only issue here, looking at all of this stuff, was some of those little wooden bits look tiny. And I worry about that, about fiddliness in this one. Because you got the wooden guys moving around, the larger little ghosty looking guys. But then there's little wooden bits that collect on those tiles.
Yeah.
Those look minuscule. So, but I love the look. I like what's going on here,
Yeah, and I did like Shelfie Stacker quite a bit. So, although that was a Shem Phillips
That was a
game,
Shem design.
this is not a Shem design. He's part of the company, I think.
He recently became head of development over all the games that this company does.
Okay, well,
so
that
it's
matters.
a New Zealand company, and
that honestly excites me a lot because I really like his mentality on gaming and stuff.
I agree.
If he could also help make sure that they run Kickstarters as well as
Garfield
does.
is almost untouchable when it comes to running campaigns. They do a great job. So yeah, it looks good.
All right, well that's all the games, folks. We have some non-game stuff, which we'll have after our final appearance from Mr. Mark.
Street?
Keep it on rock.
Folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we just have a couple games to look at, starting off with Escape from New York. Now, I love this movie as a kid, and they've done a fantastic job making you feel like you play the movie. Obviously, if you know the movie, the big thing here is you have to find the president, find the case, find the plans of the bridge, find the tape, and escape. Now, you do have private objectives as well, so you could abandon your fellow players and win the game on your own. And our second game is Trench Club Legacy. Now, obviously, this is a legacy version of Trench Club. If you know this game, it is a war game, and they've made it really easy for you to jump into this game. You learn the game as you go, but in this legacy version, you have a campaign you're going to be going through, rules will be changing, you'll get stickers, be able to upgrade your units, all kinds of neat blind boxes you're going to be opening as you evolve through the campaign. And I like how Trench Club does experience and damage in this game. Putting little markers on your miniatures on the board really works well. And you get to grab and roll tons of dice in this one. And so for my pick of the week, it's probably obvious, but yes, it is Escape from New York. You truly feel like you're playing out the events of the movie. They did a great job pulling you into the theme, all the things you need to do, and you get to play as Snake Plissken. Tons of fun as you deal with thugs, you pick up cars, go through barriers, and deal with the Duke of New York. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be something of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
All right.
Zombie dragon or something?
If you have weird, unusual, or strange Kickstarter projects, send them to me at tom@dicetower.com. I don't always put them all on the project because I get a lot, but you never know. Here we go. Today, this combines your love of 12-sided dice, Mike, with your hatred of cats, because apparently that does not look like that cat wants to live in there.
No, but I guess what's annoying to me about this one is that there's nothing special about this. This is straight up a cat box.
I know, but they're like, I love that they're coming across like, this will fit any aesthetic. No, this is a very strong statement.
It's a very,
This isn't blending in at all.
It's definitely not. I mean, unless
Like, it's a giant 12-sided object that a cat goes into and comes out of. This is going to make a statement.
If you live in the Fortress of Solitude or something, I think this would fit in very well.
That's true. That is what that looks like.
It's very expensive.
Wild.
It's a very expensive, oddly shaped litter box.
Even your cat are going to look at you like,
Yeah.
you spent how much on
Right,
this?
it has to be like, really? This is what you want me here?
Could you imagine
What about translucent amber, baby?
No.
Can you
Well,
imagine
look.
using a claustrophobic toilet, like going into like a really small chamber?
Yeah. The other thing is that this is, covered. Okay, that's good. Covered is good for a number of reasons. We're weird. We have two cat boxes. We have a standard and we have a covered. We let the cats
One for the
decide.
cats, one
Right.
for you.
Oh
Got it.
my god.
But
Mike, you're such a cat.
If you've got a covered cat box, the last thing you want is for it to be translucent, because to be honest with you, part of the reason you have it covered is I don't want to be knowing. I know what the cat's doing. I don't need to see it. Why do I want it translucent?
Yeah, but look, you can just open
I
the
like
thing
to
up.
watch the
How
cat.
is this easier to clean than like just the open one?
Spoiler alert, it's not.
Well, this one's more dangerous because you might get poked on one of
Also,
those
for some
sharp edges.
reason, they have them scooping out like a badminton thing. I don't understand what
your cat's
They
been
don't want to
eating.
show.
They don't wanna show
they don't wanna
actual-
show poop. Come on, Mike.
You could just show a clump, right? It could be
A
just
clump of what?
A clump of
What's in it?
badminton. What does Richard Garfield think of
I
this
need to
project?
put more cat projects in because he gets really worked up.
I
over
love
these.
it. It's the best. More
How much
cat
does this thing
things,
cost?
okay?
It was very expensive.
Cat surfing.
But Mike, the cats all gave us 5 stars.
Yeah, I'm sure the cats all loved it.
I think
There,
I
right
want,
there. What is
That's
that?
a piece of broccoli.
That's what
That's
your
even
cat
worse.
ate, okay?
It's even worse.
I really would love for them to have a whole line of items that are all shaped like this and do different things. Like I want a dishwasher shaped like this, and a mini fridge.
$139.
You know what I mean? I love it. I think this is
Alright,
great.
alright.
I need a mini fridge in the shape of a D4, like the old kind.
This thing does
Yes.
nothing.
And you open the door, it's obviously like this, so it has to swing up and over.
Yeah.
It's like a DeLorean mini fridge.
Now speaking about weird shaped objects.
Yes.
This is great. I looked at this more than any other project this whole week.
I know.
Okay.
Tom,
What's happening? You're eating off a sword. Is
You are,
basically
you're
what it is.
basically-
Tom, you know what I want for Thanksgiving? One shish kebab.
One. I was so confounded by this. I spent a solid, let's call it 8 minutes looking at this thinking, where are the solar panels?
Right. I
I'm
don't know.
confused. There are no solar panels. It's just the reflection of the sun
Yes.
on these things you open up.
Yes.
And they're supposed to heat this tube enough to cook food.
Yeah.
They say it's more effective than if you plug it in, which
Right.
you also can do.
Yeah. Did you see the
What?
Did you see the timing matrix? Of,
I saw that.
I liked
yeah.
the way pre-cooked meats.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Pre-cooked meats?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so it's like a really.
I
you
can also just sit that in the sun for 30
I
minutes.
think so.
This is 100% a show-off device.
It is.
This
yeah.
is everyone's at the picnic, and some cool dad comes in, struts in, puts his down, and he's just like waiting for you to say,
I also
"What
love
is that?"
Yeah,
He's like, "Well, let me tell you."
I also
I
love
know.
that you can bake in this, right?
Yeah, I know the little
Look,
loaves of bread.
You want a cake? Here we go. Hold on. Let me get out my tube. Let me
Hey,
get
kid,
out my
happy birthday.
my solar tube.
I think it's a cool device, but
Yeah.
so impractical.
This is my favorite of all the weird things this week, though. This is by far my favorite.
Uh-huh.
Like, I would love to mess with this in real life. You know what I mean?
But I
it
would
looks
also
so
want-
crazy.
I would also want a real grill on the side.
Just in case.
Because it's
Like, I don't
not
want to
going
do
to
this
work.
hungry. Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
do this hungry.
Also, they make it seem like it's easy to clean it. That can't be easy to clean.
The tube, if any
Yeah.
food, goes from the spade
Right.
to the glass, I'm guessing, tube. Time to get out the hose.
You got to get out that hose, and while you're cleaning out your metal
No, I don't
coin
hear about the
dice,
couch.
Yeah.
All right.
And your
Get out
couch.
your
Yeah.
20-sided die-shaped washing machine, or dishwasher. Because that's the only
Put
thing
this
that's going
in
to
the
fit that giant tube.
That being
Right.
said, this is gonna fund, right?
This is so weird looking. I would love to mess with this. I really would.
I don't. Here's the thing I don't get. Why are they
Maybe it's
acting
not. What
like
are they
this is
asking
so
for?
eco-friendly? Are grills not eco-friendly? Not gas grills, but like charcoal grills.
I guess not. I
It's
mean,
coal.
It's coal. I mean, that's considered a dirty fuel.
What if you use the wood chips?
Yeah, I guess.
wood is a slightly
It's a kind
cleaner
of a tree,
chip.
you know,
Yeah, I mean,
if you hate trees, you know.
I hate trees.
Also natural gas. Like there's so many other options
Yeah.
to cook. I would rather just make a campfire
Oh,
or
I
use
get
my
it.
stove.
I just don't get the shape of it.
Yeah.
This whole long spear.
they
it
have
just-
to concentrate the sun, I guess, in this glass tube.
No, I
don't
know
it's
why.
like blowing
just
up
that when
ants
it
with
comes
your
out, do you set it
just
on the
lo-
table like that? Is there a
No, you
long-
take the whole thing out and then you just
You just
let it just fall down the gullet.
You know
Could you
what?
cook popcorn in that?
You know those people that are like sword swallowers? Like they have an
Yes.
advantage.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, there's no
They've been-
seconds with
the
that.
guy's
right?
been doing it. He's like, I've been practicing for this my whole life.
Finally, there's my food delivery system.
All right, Sparkle Tornado.
I don't know. I don't understand the
There
name.
is so many of these portable air conditioners that we keep seeing.
All right, so
So you
here's
show me that image and I have no idea what I'm looking at. Let's start there,
Sparkle
okay?
Tornado.
Here's
I
my
assumed
main
was like a
issue with
glitter
this.
device.
Here's my main issue with this, okay? Because everything they're showing is like the 5-fan one, right? The 5-fan one.
6 there.
Yes.
Oh, 5, you're right, because that's a battery pack.
But the base model is a 4-fan.
Oh.
But did you see the waist size that is required to wear the 4-fan?
No.
You have to scroll down at some point.
21 inches.
It's not far off of that. You're I don't. You're it's not
With
here.
each fan weighing no more than 100
No,
grams.
that's the weight of the fans. But if you scroll down,
Hang on, let me look.
It's very quiet. I know
it's
that
very,
much.
very quiet. Okay, yeah, that's good. It's not going to catch. Here we go. Different belt sizes for different waist needs.
21 to 32 inches?
It maxes out at 32
32
inches.
is the max?
That's what I'm getting at. No,
Sorry, Americans. You can't buy this.
who's buying the basic version? It starts at 21. I mean,
Wait, you're a 32 inch. I was a 32 in
I'd
college.
be pushing it. I think my pants are 32, but only now. You know what I mean? For most of my
Well,
life.
we're not going to get into pant sizes, okay? We're either going back to those dice you
Right,
flip.
right.
Wait, I'm
or
going
we're
around the
moving on.
table. Okay, so now.
I'm just saying most people are not getting the basic.
I'm going to wear one around each
Right.
arm, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Even 38 inches
Is
cuts out a decent
it
amount of
cuts out
people.
A decent amount of people. That's right.
So
All
it's a
right.
fan. It's 5 fans you wear as a belt.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of it is when they say you can wear it over your shirt or under your shirt.
Yeah.
And I just imagine
I just like,
sitting at the
hey, what's
table.
going on, Tom? Sorry, I was running a little late today.
I would sit there, and then you don't tell anybody, and they're just sitting there going, like,
What is going on? It's like, I'm
Is it
sorry.
my turn yet, guys?
I have
Is it me?
I have the 3-bean salad at lunch. I apologize.
oh, I love these things because I think they're the kind of thing that you're like, oh, that would be awesome. And then
Yeah.
you think about it like in actuality, and you go, no.
Also, I have a strong suspicion that those thermo things are completely made up.
Those are definitely fake.
By
Yeah.
suspicion, you mean that's guaranteed Photoshop.
Yeah.
That dude's head is too warm.
All right. We're not done yet,
Oh,
folks.
goodness.
This one, okay, so this
Yeah.
one is actually, it's more the, I like that the drill's the idea
The
for
drill
a
bit is
razor.
here.
Yeah, that was the original.
You're looking at
concept.
spinning drill. You think, I wonder if I could shave with that.
The video for this one's pretty funny, though.
It
If you
is,
watch
yeah.
it, the guy,
Just the working all the way up to
Right, right.
the final thing.
So we haven't said this is a razor where the it has what looks like a spinning lawnmower type thing, which we saw before.
Yes.
But
that one looks way more terrifying. To be honest.
this one is encased
Right.
in a non-moving outer shell, I guess, right? And you just
This looks like the
think
edge
the outer
of one of my
shell is what
razors. That
moves.
this part, and for the life of me, up to
Right.
this day, I still don't know how it works.
That
Yeah,
right?
no.
I always press against my
can't
skin
remember.
and nothing happens.
Nothing, yeah.
What are you talking about?
This looks like, on the razor sometimes they have that little bar thing. I've stuck that against. I've never had it work ever. I don't know what it does.
The ones that are. This thing is the same thing as those that
Yeah.
have the two oscillating
That
things.
does not pull a hair off your skin.
You need to move it
No
around.
kidding.
Confused. I don't know what you mean.
I don't know. I just don't think they work.
This one
very
is
well.
just not powered. It's that same thing without being powered.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Where
you gotta
you yourself,
use muscles.
it's the pushing lawnmower as opposed to the one you
Or this
jump
guy
on and ride.
who, like no other guy on earth, allows a child to shave them.
Right.
If he does it with a straight razor, then come talk to me. Okay, this is guard. This is
Yeah, my
it's for
kids,
fun.
my son's like, all right, Dad, are you ready?
Here we go.
Yep, I love it.
Now this looks unnecessary.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to
The
put
one thing
this.
that's interesting, though, is that they mention a number of times that this is most effective as a dry shaver.
Okay, I
Right.
did read that, and I thought that's kind of interesting if it
It
works.
is, because
Why? Most of those are dry.
yeah, like most electric razors are.
Yeah,
just
most
dry
electric
shavers
razors
anyway.
are, yeah.
Well, sure, an electric one, but there's no
This is-
non-electric
yeah,
one
yeah,
that's dry.
usually non.
But this will do that. This is not going to get any closer than that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
This is you either get the ones that have the shape,
but you can do this
or you get
quietly.
the trio thing. You know,
When you're in your cubicle, you can do this and no one will not hear it.
You could even do it on your date.
I guess that's
Yes, I
true.
did see
It is
that.
quiet.
In a towel.
Yes.
If I even bother to get dressed.
I guess that's a good point that this can be quiet. Yeah. Okay.
You can use it on
That's-
the plane. Your seatmate's going to hate you.
I don't know if TSA is letting this.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't
speaking of unnecessary, the tiny TV.
I kind of love these.
But
These are
also,
sweet.
I love
these are cute.
They're great. They're great because you can use them as like basically streaming, like whatever's on your computer, you can have it stream to your little tiny TV. which
It's
is
so adorable.
fantastic.
Like as just bric-a-brac
Yeah.
to put around your house.
But it reminds me more of the 90s than watching Ren and Stimpy on a 1.5-inch screen.
You idiot! Yeah, and you could load your own videos on there. I don't know. I think this is cute little.
How
tech.
much are they, though?
They're not that bad. They're like $40.
That
You
is-
have to put
this
it
is a
together,
fun,
though,
maybe
I
this is a
think.
little
50
Christmas
bucks.
gift you can give somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
like a
no.
do-it-yourself kind of thing, right?
You convince kids that they have it really good these days. Like, oh, I found my child on TV.
Right.
This is
you
what
go.
we lived with back in
You
the
would
day.
always, like, every time your kids complain, you'd be like,
You're grounded. Go to your room and watch TV. No!
This would be good for like playing a bunch of IMAX movies on, right? You
speaking
know what
of
I mean?
Christmas, everybody,
Yes.
Avatar.
that bird watching thing came in.
Yes!
Hey.
Only what, 4 years later?
I don't know, but I got
All
it.
the birds are dead by now.
That's really depressing.
That's a little more.
Anyway, so
I don't
this
know
is
anything
cool.
about
All right.
aviation.
But this is not what I'm buying Z for Christmas.
Yeah, here we go.
Z, you're getting
What am I gonna get?
the Go Bike 2.
I'm all about the Goey bike.
Your perfect walking gym.
This
Okay.
is what I want,
Have you
okay?
ever wanted a rowing machine and a bike?
At the same time? Yes, please.
My favorite, because this does a bunch of different things, but my favorite is the outdoor rowing
Rowing.
machine to move method.
Yes, that is
That is fantastic.
best.
You're just doing this.
That would be awful.
Also,
my
that
gosh.
dude is an equilibrium beast.
Right.
Because you are doing that. I mean, that one's actually, he's just
That's
pedaling.
mixed. That's
He's
mixed mode.
pedaling.
Yeah,
That, no, wait.
next mode.
The
keep it
rowing,
there.
that's the one.
Yes,
Yeah,
my man.
baby.
That's gotta be like really.
I want to
hard,
see
though.
somebody doing that and then tricks.
Yeah, Bam Majora.
You know what I mean?
I want to see
needs
someone
to,
going down Lombard Street in San Francisco doing that.
Oh
you know,
my
they're-
God.
I want to see him doing this, the rowing, up a half pipe,
Yes.
spin it, land on it again, back to rowing.
I love
like
it.
you do that, I'm watching ESPN 3 all day long.
Yeah, get someone from Nitro Circus to do one of the big
The thing is,
ramps
a
up.
rowing machine is one of the toughest exercise things
really
out there.
is, yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
so
exhausting.
awful.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
When you're
though.
done, you're like, well, I know, but if you're outside and let's say you're doing that rowing thing, then you're worn out. You still got to get home.
Yeah.
You do,
No, then
but
put it
then
in-
you do pull-ups.
Yeah.
get below the bike.
You put it in
right? You put the
medicine
front
ball
wheel
mode, yeah.
between your legs, and then you do pull-ups, and that's how you get home. You take it all the way to the driveway.
I'm just saving my money for the burpee
this
bike.
bike looks
That's
terrible.
handy.
It really does.
This bike does not look good at all.
No, it does
No,
not.
it looks terrible. I get
You
what
wanna
they're
be
going
cool?
for, but wow.
Drive this down the street.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
it's-
love it so much. I was laughing at my desk out loud, looking at the guy
Absolutely.
going down the street. It's just like,
Yeah.
dude, enjoy your last moments of respect and dignity.
Because it's a very ugly bike when in the standard mode, right?
It's a really weird looking bike.
It's-
It's very
It looks like
odd,
part
yeah.
of the bike fell off.
Yes.
It's like a
like you glued it on
a bicycle built for
backwards.
two, and the front person came off somewhere.
I thought there's no way you don't look like an idiot.
Oh man,
doing
I
that
love it
rowing
so
mode.
much.
It's great.
I want to try to see if it's possible even to keep your balance up there. It looks
Sure.
really difficult. His
Yeah.
center of gravity is way up.
off.
I know.
It's like way up here.
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh
All right.
my gosh.
Oh, it's
All right,
fantastic.
picks of the week. Does anyone know one?
I did.
It's not your pick of the week. You're not allowed to pick this one.
This is a tough week for me, actually. There are a couple that I was hemming and hawing over. I think the board game tables ones look great.
There's a lot of good ones.
I'm gonna go with the 20 strong.
Oh.
I really am intrigued
All
by
right.
this. I think it's a very
It's
nice
Chip Theory. Were you
entry
surprised?
point into
I'm
Chip
picking
Theory
it.
games.
That's why.
Oh, so you're both doing this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks in a row, right? Wait, did we both have the same pick of the week
I
last week?
think so.
Maybe, yeah. It's all
I
right,
mean,
see?
because there's so many other things he could have picked.
I'm sorry. You want me to pick something
Oh,
else?
it's on you. No.
All right.
No,
They're
it's
sitting there,
fine.
no, take it back, Mike.
Yeah.
No, this is mine because, like I said, of that one. I don't care about the other two. I don't care about Too Many Bones. I don't care about the Hoplomachus.
I'm actually in
That
for all
middle
three,
one
yeah.
right there. That looks cool. I like that setting. I like that look. I don't know.
And I did read in the chat that they are doing thematic tie-ins to each of them. So
Sweet.
for each of the different ones. Yeah. No, I don't know. They run really good campaigns. They're
That guy looks like he belongs on a one of those bicycles with
So
that shirt and those shades.
yeah. But
Yeah.
there are some good projects this week. But this was my pick
I
of the
can see him rolling down the street.
All right, Chris, what about you?
I don't think mine's going to be very surprising. But my second pick, which is, it really intrigues me, and I would have picked it on any other week. My second pick is that
second
Mississippi
pick?
River one, the 1927
the Rising
flooding.
Waters, yeah.
I really am intrigued by that. But it's Destinies.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not actually. You're right. I'm not surprised by that.
No, I really love Destinies. I love that a lot of the fan-created scenarios just started coming out. There's a couple of English language ones that I want to try out, so it's getting me
How do
excited.
the fan scenarios work with the cards? Do they just use the same cards?
I haven't tried one yet. I clicked through a little bit, but I think you use the same card, and it probably just tells you a different story, like your two different things at the beginning. But more Destinies, more fantastical, spooky Destinies. I am so excited about this.
Yeah, this is a hard week for me. There's some good stuff, but I mean, I thought about picking this, but I'm going to go way off course here. And I'm going to pick Bad Baby Lich Lords.
Oh, there we
Really?
go.
Okay.
Bad baby Lich Lords.
I don't.
It's the Richard
okay, so the
Garfield
last
effect.
time there was a game recommended. Well, I think maybe he designed it. That little. What's that little one we played? The two-player.
Oh, Mind Bug.
Mind
yeah.
Bug. That didn't look very impressive either, and it's a pretty solid game.
I thought you might pick the Halloween themed one, but this, yeah.
There was that, and like I said, the board game tables one.
There's a bunch of
would've
good-looking
that
stuff.
I
would've been
really
really
like this
fun,
art.
yeah.
It's very much definitely that old timey-wimey art to some degree. This, I don't know. And there's also not a lot of iconography, which I like. Each card has just a couple icons on them.
This is $30.
Yeah.
That's real tempting.
Yeah.
My only concern with this one is I'm picking something that may not fund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
true. Yeah.
So this is, just to be clear, Garfield did not design it.
Yes, he did not. He just quote. He just
He
says
just
a
said
quote.
that he liked it. Yeah, yeah.
His quote is that powerful.
Yeah, this was tough. The Dreadful Meadows, the
There's a
board
lot of
game
good
tables.
stuff.
I was
Yeah.
really, yeah.
A lot of good stuff this week, including
And then there's
that
some
bike.
real big heavy hitters in the next few weeks.
There is. All right, folks. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Board Game Smorgasbord.
Yes.
And then in the afternoon, we're going to be playing some party games here at Dice Tower. So just some new party games. Are they good? Are they bad? We'll find out. We're just grabbing some of the new stuff.
What did Garfield say about him?
Garfield said
He hates
I hate
Mondays.
Mondays.
Please stop calling me.
he hates Mondays. All right, anyhow. So we'll see you then. And then we're playing another live game on Friday morning. So lots of stuff going on this week. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
Have fun riding that bike.